Dear students, in the previous video, we have studied the problems on angle between two lines. In this session, we are discussing the distance between two skew lines and also the distance between parallel lines. So let us consider the derivations for skew line. Before that, first I give the meaning for skew lines. What are the different possible lines that we can think in the space? See here. Consider two lines. So these are known as parallel lines because these two lines are parallel to each other on the plane. And similarly, another type of lines here, both are intersecting. So these are known as intersecting lines. In both cases, we can find a plane containing the given line. See here, on the same plane we have these two parallel lines, and similarly on the same plane we have intersecting lines. So these lines are called coplanar lines. Then can we have any other type of lines here? Surely students, we will be having another type of students. So these lines which are neither intersect nor parallel. So these lines are known as skew lines. See here we have the space here. So on the different planes here we have different lines. So these are neither intersecting nor parallel. So these are known as here skew lines. So here I am going to give the definition. Two lines in space which are either intersecting or parallel are called coplanar lines. Then what do you mean by skew lines? See here, two lines in space which are neither intersecting nor parallel are called skew lines. So can you find the shortest distance between the skew lines? Sure student, definitely we can find out the distance between them. So I will give the derivation for this distance between two skew lines. Now consider two skew lines in space. So these are skew lines. Here let S be a point on the first line and T be another point on this second line. Now join T and S. Join T and S here. Let the skew lines be L1, that is R is equal to A1 plus lambda B1. L2, that is second line, R is equal to A2 plus mu B2. See here, these two are the vector equations of these two lines. So that S point, this is the first point on the first line, which passes through the means that line passes through the point S whose position vector is A1. Similarly, that second line passes through the point T, or that point is on the line here L2, so that the position vector of the point T can be taken as here A2. Therefore, ST vector can be written as OT minus OS. Therefore, position vector of the point T can be taken as here A2 vector minus position vector of the point S, that is OS, which can be given by A1. Let the shortest distance between the skew lines be PQ. So that I am going to take here that shortest distance is PQ and draw PM here, which is exactly parallel to this TS or ST here, which is exactly parallel to this PM. So now you have to remember some points here, that PM here which is exactly equal to ST. See here these two are the skew lines and this is PQ is the shortest distance, and ST here this is parallel to this PM. So both are equal here. So that PM vector is equal to ST vector. Now let B1 be a vector along the first line, and B2 vector. So this is along that is L2 line. So draw the vectors parallel to B2. Vectors parallel to B2. So that these two vectors are parallel to here B2. Now draw vectors parallel to B1. These two are the vectors parallel to B2. And now here take draw vectors parallel to B2 here. So these two are parallel to B1 here. Now join to get parallel pipe, so that I am joining here these vertices here to form a parallel pipe. Now imagine the two planes as shown in this diagram. So this is one plane, and again I am considering here another plane. So now the distance between these two planes is only the shortest distance, so that this PQ becomes the shortest distance between these two lines. Now consider the right angle triangle PMQ, so that we can take this right angle triangle. Definitely that angle MPQ can be taken as here theta. MPQ can be taken as theta, and the shortest distance is always perpendicular distance. Means the line which is perpendicular to both the lines, it is only the shortest distance, and which is always perpendicular here to both the lines. Therefore PQ is perpendicular to both the lines. The direction of PQ is along B1 cross B2. Already I told you here the vector which is perpendicular to both the vectors B1, B2 can be taken as here B1 cross B2. Now let n cap be a unit vector in the direction of PQ, so that can be taken as here PQ vector is equal to D into n cap. N cap is the unit vector which is considered in the direction of PQ here, so that this D is the required distance between these two planes, and n cap can be taken as here B1 cross B2 divided by magnitude of B1 cross B2. So this is the value of n cap here, so that n cap is unit vector in the direction of PQ, and that PQ vector is equal to D dot n cap. From the right angle triangle PMQ, here we have cos theta is equal to, cos theta means it is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse, so that in this right angle triangle, so this is the perpendicular, right? So that in this right angle triangle, so adjacent side is what here? That is PQ, right? So PQ divided by that is hypotenuse is PM. So now we can write it as here PQ, which is equal to that is cos theta magnitude into PM, right? So already I have taken that PM is equal to ST, so that I am going to replace this PM by ST in the next step. So PQ here, which is equal to cos theta whole modulus into ST, so that here PM is replaced by ST. ST is the magnitude of ST vector, and PQ is the magnitude of PQ vector. So that I am not going to take here arrow mark. Arrow mark represents the vector, but here this only ST represents the magnitude of that ST vector. Therefore that PQ is equal to then cos theta. Cos theta means here that theta is the angle between here PM. PM means which is also equal to ST here, right? So that here this theta is angle between PQ and ST. ST means it is equal to PM. Therefore we can take that cos theta as ST dot PQ divided by magnitude of ST into magnitude of PQ. So this is here by the definition of dot product, that cos theta can be equal to this one. So into that is here means we have to take here whole modulus and into ST. Now in the next step PQ is equal to again whole modulus of ST dot ST. ST means what it is here? It is already we have taken here A2 minus A1 vector in the previous slide. So that A2 minus A1 into that is PQ. PQ vector is already equal to what here? D dot n cap. Therefore D into n cap divided by magnitude of st vector is equal to what here? St only, and magnitude of that pq vector is equal to what here? D, because if you take magnitude or here modulus for this one here, so this becomes here only D, that n cap becomes means magnitude of n cap is always equal to 1, therefore it becomes D only. Now here we can cancel st and st. Similarly, D and D from the numerator and denominator. Here we have PQ is equal to whole magnitude of A2 minus A1 dot product with n cap. So that here n cap is equal to what here? That is already we have taken B1 cross B2 divided by magnitude of B1 cross B2. Therefore, PQ is equal to whole modulus of A2 minus A1 dot product with that is B1 cross B2 whole divided by magnitude of B1 cross B2. So this is only the shortest distance between two skew lines. So now we will go to study the distance between parallel lines. So already we have studied the distance between skew lines. Now it is the distance between the parallel lines. So we have another derivation here. Now consider two parallel lines in space. So these are the two lines. So they may be equal or may not be equal, but these are the two parallel lines. Now let S be a point on the first line and T be another point on the second line. Now join T and S here. Let the parallel lines be L1 is equal to means that L1, that is R is equal to A1 plus lambda B. L2, the second line, that is R is equal to A2 plus mu B. See here we are taking only B vector and here also B vector, because these two are the parallel lines, means definitely both are parallel to the same vector, that is B. So that here I am going to take common B only, means we are not taking B1 B2 here. So here B1 B2 both are equal here because these two lines are parallel, right? And here that A1 is the position vector of the point S and A2 is the position vector of the point T. Therefore that ST vector can be written as here OT minus OS. Therefore OT is equal to A2 minus OS is equal to A1. Now we have to remember some points here. ST vector which is equal to A2 minus A1. Now let the shortest distance between the parallel lines be TP, means we have to consider the perpendicular line between these two lines. So this is the point P here. Now joining this line here, joining means that line becomes the distance between these two lines, and let B be a vector along the lines, along the line. So that here it is the vector along the line here. Let angle PST be theta. So that PST, that angle can be taken as here theta. From the right angle triangle SPT, we have sin theta is equal to PT by ST, because here we have to take care that length here. So this PT is what here? Opposite side to this corresponding angle, and definitely that ST be the hypotenuse. So that sin theta will be equal to PT by ST. That is PT is equal to, that is magnitude of sin theta into ST, right? So that here PT is equal to sin theta into ST. Now we will be having PT is equal to sin theta. Sin theta means from the definition of cross product here that theta is the angle between the vectors PS and here ST. Therefore here that sin theta can be taken as a ST cross B vector, means because here that SP vector is along the B vector, means that P vector is along this SP, means so that both are in the same direction. Therefore that SP vector can be taken as a B vector, and this is the ST vector, right? Therefore magnitude of ST cross B divided by that is magnitude of ST vector into magnitude of B vector. So this is the value of sin theta from the definition of cross product into that is ST here. So in the next step, PT is equal to whole modulus of ST vector cross B vector divided by ST, means this magnitude of ST vector is equal to ST. Similarly, and here into magnitude of B vector into ST here from the previous step here. So now we can cancel these both ST and ST. Therefore, ST cancelled. So in the next step we have that is whole modulus of ST cross B vector whole divided by magnitude of B vector. Right, and also already we have taken ST vector is equal to A2 minus A1, so that we can replace that value here. So PT is equal to whole modulus of A2 minus A1 cross product with vector B divided by magnitude of vector B. Therefore, it is only the distance between two parallel lines. So, student, please remember these two formulas. One is the distance between two skew lines, means already we have taken it as shortest distance between two skew lines, and this one is the distance between two parallel lines. So based on these two formulas, in the next video we are going to solve some of the problems. These are very, very important for your annual examination. Thank you, students.